Hello guys, welcome to my flying tutorial. This is for those who are on keyboard and mouse. If you use controller, go to another video. This is for those who want to fly but don't have a controller or just hate using controller in general, like me. Plane flying is pretty straightforward for planes, but I'll make another video for that. We're gonna focus on helicopter flying for now, as there's a lot of not very well known things about flying on keyboard and mouse. Before you even start flying in general, you wanna go to your settings, key bindings, and or aircraft. You want to go to aircraft, and what you want to do is you want to set your toggle weapon camera, aircraft weapon camera, to your numpad 0 key. I'll show you what that does in a minute, but it is important you set it to that. That is essential for any sort of like helicopter combat, firing the guns and shit, if you want to get serious about it. Now what that does is it'll switch your view from this to that instantly. Now I've noticed a lot of people going to the camera settings, setting their vehicle hood off and on manually and pressing V. That is inefficient and it will get you killed. No need to turn it on or off. Just tap the key you binded it to and you'll be good. And the reason you want to stay in this first person view, for those who are new, is it makes aiming way easier. See how much of a pain this is to aim? Look at this. Easier. Way easier. You would not be able to do this in third person. Next up is just getting the general flying controls out of the way. Rotate your helicopter left, A. Right, D. These are the main controls you want to use if you're circling someone. Tilt the helicopter forwards, numpad 8. Backwards, numpad 5. To the side, 4. To the right, 6. And when used in combination with other keys, it'll make maneuvering a lot easier. For circling, you want to just press these two at the same time, and then W every once in a while to circle. And you want to use some balance. You want to keep it balanced to where your crosshairs on your target, you're not going too slow or too fast, and you're able to aim your guns. You don't want to go too fast or too slow. You want to let the momentum carry you for the most part, and like the Annihilator. Still the same principle in the buzzer, but there's still a little leeway to like screw up the flow and be less momentum based and more like control based. The less you control your helicopter and the Annihilator, the more accurate you will be. Because it's a weighty helicopter. It's a big helicopter. You want to let the weight do the work. And then focus your aiming without really tilting forward all that much. You want to stay kind of slow when using this one. I'll demonstrate what it looks like if you go too fast. If you go too fast, you'll be missing your targets, which going fast isn't really an issue. But if you want to have more control and tilt more forwards, you want to stay pretty stationary. Not go full throttle, not full W while doing so, just tilt it down and hit your targets for the most part. If you want to practice like killing ground targets, getting the cops on you is a very, very good way. And if someone's knocking on you to a missile and you need more like view on where the missile is, you could just instantly press this key that you binded it to and you'll be good. It's also for if you just want to fly third person on and not deal with the gun camera, that works too. I just find it a bit easier flying with the gun cam. Pay attention to surroundings too. Don't focus too much on your target. Pay attention to the minimap. Pay attention to what's coming. And if you're fighting a helicopter, switch out and in of gunner camera view. Like know where they are around you. And then once you get a visual, you can use your gunner cam. The gunner cam is pretty much the main thing you need to be using. And to practice circling, the Annihilator is the best thing to practice. Remember, for those who aren't on controller, watch this tutorial. Keep these button presses in sync. You'll be circling your target in no time. Just put it all down to muscle memory. Flying is all about muscle memory. Yes, accuracy is good too, but so is muscle memory. Once you get muscle memory down, it pretty much just comes natural to you. Alright, I'm gonna switch back to the, I'm gonna switch to the buzzard. The buzzard. It's the buzzard's turn.
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub.
Really,
How can I help?
All depends on what
So
you
don't
want to
want to get in
use.
serious trouble, huh? Okay.
The Annihilator
leave
may
it
have
with
a
me.
lowered hitbox, but it's not as strong as the buzzard, which makes no sense. The buzzard is a lot more accurate, but this can dodge missiles a lot easier because of the lowered hitbox. We're gonna go to the buzzard now. The buzzard's also easier to fly because it's not a weighty helicopter, and you have more room for control. Remember, set binding, I told you. The reason why I set it to 0 is because, well, your thumb's already on your 0 numpad key to begin with, and your hand's already over there. Where else you're gonna rest your thumb on your keyboard when you're flying? So that's just the perfect place to put it. And again, this race is a bit more faster, and it's a bit more lighter. So the pattern is like a lot more complicated. You don't want to be really pressing them in sync. You don't really want to let the momentum carry you as much. It's just like with the Annihilator. This is a lighter, more maneuverable helicopter. Use the maneuverability to your advantage. Dude, control your helicopter more. You'll be hitting your targets, like, with ease. Practice enough. You won't even need to use missiles. You can be owning players without missiles. Think about that for a moment. You can get better with helicopters while watching this video and some other tutorials that I'll place in the description. I recommend watching Hummer Guy. He plays Xbox, but he has really good tutorials that can still be applied to PC. Again, he doesn't play on PC, but he gives good general knowledge, and I'll put his channel in the description. Again, go slower if you're targeting people on the ground. It means more control for you to aim. You won't be dying as much. Remember, facing against someone using missiles or just minigunning you, switch to third person, keep a distance, and evade the missile. For helicopters, day 1 helicopters, always shoot for the rear rotor as much as possible. If that doesn't work, just keep shooting them. I recommend aiming for the cockpit or just the big body if the rear rotor doesn't work. But generally, if someone's using like a buzzard or an annihilator, shoot for that area. That usually takes them down pretty quickly. If you're accurate enough and careful enough, you will do it. Demonstrating that no matter if you're on PC or console controller, you can learn to fly. It's just that some have their own quirks that you need to master. But generally, it's all the same all throughout the game. Because I'm done demonstrating, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna grab the authorities and just end it here. Again, keep all that I said in mind. Set your aircraft weapon camera toggle, the 0 numpad, general controls, general speed control. For the annihilator, controlling it less will give you more control. Controlling this more will give you more control. Again, that may sound kind of stupid, but it is generally true. The less you touch on your controls on this, the more accurate you're going to be. You let momentum do the work on that thing. Because this is lighter, and it's heavily affected by turbulence more, you want to control it more. And use the first-person weapon camera to do all your shooting. If you plan on using the guns. Again, let me demonstrate one more time. It's generally the same thing for all helicopters. It's just that you gotta find the right sweet spot for all of them. Generally. Because this is more slower, you do it a lot more like this. You let momentum do the work. You press the W key every now and then to raise your helicopter. It's also good to not have the crosshair like centered on your target when you're using an annihilator. When you're using the annihilator. To keep like the left or right lane, which you prefer like on your target. So if you're circling like this, keep the left one on your target, but I generally find circling this way a bit more harder. If you're circling this way, use the right thing. Or whatever you prefer. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're only keeping one of them on your target. Because if you keep one of the bullet lanes on your target, you will be more accurate and you will shoot. Sorry about that little stutter. The annihilator is like a tongue twister at this point. Saying it so often makes it into a tongue twister. Especially when you focus on flying. Flying just takes all your focus. That wraps up this tutorial. Practice what I told you for hours. Just do general practice and you'll get it down fairly quickly. Controls are straightforward. It's just that getting muscle memory down, getting accuracy down is pretty much the only way to get better at flying. If you're still stumped, just give it time. Watch some of the tutorials I put down in the description. Actually, I'll just put his entire channel down there. He's like the top man to watch if you're getting into flying. That's how I pretty much got into helicopter flying and flying in general. I go to his videos every once in a while. Even as a semi-experienced pilot, I still go to his videos every once in a while. Even if you're experienced, just watch his videos every once in a while. Even experienced pilots need refreshers. I'll see you later in the next tutorial or video or whatever. My name is Zemos and I'll see you later.